I know it looks like majorly unprofessional on my part. Yeah, yeah, I'm on my own here. I have to set everything up myself. I have to figure it all out. So things are gonna get a bit janky every now and again. Um, so yeah, as I was saying before my stream cut off. Yeah, base are basically moving into the agent economy, and I think it would be like a good move for people to actually supercharge your agent with Agentic Wallet, and just like get this skill. So yeah, at some point I'm gonna get that done and set up, and just unleash my agent on all of these applications to see if it can do anything cool, like book flights, whatever. It's gonna be interesting to see what people do with it. And if your agent has the ability to actually earn money and stuff like that, even better. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely check it out. Asiaticmarkets.com, I guess. You can see it at the top. Or just check out nick.base.eth. Follow him. He's very into the whole base ecosystem. He's doing a lot of cool shit. So definitely something to check out. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just check out my X. The previous stream, it's a bit janky, but I went over what that was. I just don't want to go over it again. Another thing that's happened is that Polymarket have decided they're going to get into the perps game, so they're going to have people trading on leverage at some point in the near future. And my main argument for that, why it won't really affect Hyperliquid, for instance, because Hyperliquid's got perps and they've gone into the prediction markets, and I said it here just now actually while I was waiting for my system to reset. Yeah, I said, but Polymarket geo blocks potential users, so they won't win in the long run. It's true. If you're going to geo block people from actually using your protocol, then you're not going to win. It needs to be open, open and permissionless. That's why ETH is such a big deal, because people could just drop a smart contract to ETH. There's no geo blocking, anyone can access those things. Or at least for me anyway, personally, I haven't come across an application on ETH mainnet where I'm geo blocked because of my jurisdiction. If people need to be held accountable for their smart contracts, then yeah, it's not decentralized, sadly. And it's the same for Mega ETH. Like a lot of applications I wanted to show on stream just now, that have just come out today. And all I can do is just preview it for you. So one of them is Hit One. It will load up, but it won't allow me to actually access it because, in fact, I am geo blocked, so I can't use it on stream. So yes, this is not available in your region, So it's just one of those things where I think you just bet on the prices going up and down. I actually wanted to preview it today, but sadly, yeah, I don't have access to that. Another one is called Stomp. I'm not sure if I can actually use Stomp either. Stomp is another game on Mega ETH that I wanted to check out. That's not geo blocked because it's not gambling, probably. I think you've got Printer Token. Printer Token is not anything to do with anything. But obviously, yeah, I'm restricted to. So I'm geo-blocked on that as well. So I can't do anything on chain these days. And it's quite a sad state of affairs because, yeah, I would love to check these things out. All of them are going to have a token or going to lead to a token at some point. But I'm being totally blocked out from all of this stuff. And it's not only frustrating, but quite disheartening to think that, a lot of the people who are building these applications have a fear of, pissing off their local governments. I mean, what happened to the fearless cypherpunk, ethos where we're just going to drop it and whatever happens, happens. But I guess, if you have to maintain your protocol in some sort of way, if you have to have an office, if you've got investors who are funding these things, then yeah, you're going to have to follow the rules. So yeah, it's pretty much come to a point now where, yeah, I'm feeling extremely isolated from a lot of the new protocols that are coming out. And I'm one of the curious people, I'm one of those users that will try new things out. But if this continues to happen, well, I mean, where do I go? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a thing of I'll just have to move on. And then, even more frustrating is when certain people or the timeline is popping off because, everyone's got substantial amounts in tokens once they do eventually do an airdrop or, some sort of, incentive program or something like that. You can't even take part in that. So, I mean, what's the point? What's the actual point of any of this from my perspective? It requires me to actually just leave the country and go somewhere else if I actually want to do what I want to do, which is insane to think. But such is the case. It is getting to that point now where I just feel even using a VPN is out of the question, because what I tend to find, or what I found happens, is that an application would allow you to use a VPN. They'll be yeah, sure, use a VPN, you'll deposit funds in there and you'll use the application. The token drops, and then collection, when it comes time to collect, Basically, it's not an airdrop directly to your wallet. You have to sign a transaction, and then they'll be like, oh, by the way, you're geo blocked. So they're happy to take your money. They're happy for you to use the application. They're happy for you to be a part of the data and the numbers. Yeah, and be like, oh, look how many users we've got. You know, they don't care where you come from then. But when it comes time to pay out, or like, you know, not that you deserve it, but like, you know, there is like a sort of an understanding, a general understanding between past retail participants and these new applications devs, that, you know, if I use your protocol at some point, I'm working under the assumption that there's going to be something coming back to me. It's not always the case. It's not always the case. You can use protocols just because you're curious, like me. And if you get something at the end, it's a bonus, you know. But yeah, it's just not that anymore. It's just not that anymore. So yeah, there's definitely like a lot of things that to consider when you're trying to be curious. But yeah, printer is definitely something that's popping off. I want to show you guys it so bad, but I can't. I know as soon as if I turn on the VPN and I like refresh, my internet's gonna die again. So you can see from my previous stream, basically, because I use a VPN, like, you know, Zora stopped working, my internet connection was super slow, and I just couldn't get things done in it. So Zora's died off again, has it? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. So yeah, so it's just like one of the ones, isn't it? It's just one of the things. Yeah, but the Polymarket thing is interesting as well. But yeah, like I said, yeah, see, so everything boils down to liquidity battle at this point. Polymarket is taking on perps while Hyperliquid takes on predictions. It's all just trading in liquidity. And I stand by it, you know, I stand by the fact that, yeah, you know, if you've got KYC, AML, if you're geo-blocking people, you're going to lose. Like, you know, we're moving to a point where, like, you know, you've got agents who aren't going to have passports, and they're going to be on chain all the time, are going to be doing the transactions for you. You know, you can't geo-block those. They're just going to be like live on chain. And that's when crypto wins. And it looks like Base is taking the, you know, the baton, and they're running with it, and they're just saying, maybe I don't know, maybe Armstrong's pissed off because of what happened in the Senate, where, you know, basically the banks told him fuck you. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about in regards to the Clarity Act. They're basically the banks are saying to companies like Coinbase, like, no, you can't offer a yield on stablecoins. So, you know, it kind of like diminishes the brand. I wouldn't say it diminishes the brand. I don't know how to word it, but it just makes Coinbase worth less, because the whole idea is that it's an on-chain company. But if Base is able to, you know, capitalize and bring users from Coinbase who just, you know, like buy their tokens and hold them there, to a point where, like, you know, they're physically trading on chain, or like, you know, yeah, physically trading on chain, then Base wins because they can offer a yield then. I don't know how it would work. Like, for me, sitting back, I think if I'm Brian Armstrong, right, my plan would be, okay, let's get this Base chain going. Yeah, let's get these agents going, and then, like, in the Coinbase app, I would have like install agent, or like, you know, start agent, or whatever, fund your agent. So then I would give my agent, everybody in their phone would have an agent, and then you would top it up with the USDC, and that agent would then automatically be placed on chain. And then that agent, at the bare minimum, for the most, you know, users, the type of users who, like, you know, they're on their way to work and they're thinking, oh, they're hearing about crypto, so they buy some ETH or something. They take that ETH, or USDC or whatever, and they put it into the agent's wallet and they go to work. Yeah, the agent's one job is to find the best yield and make make money for the person while their phone's in their pocket. As soon as that happens, you know, then there's no coming back from it, because then, you know, the banks could be like, oh, or even your governments could be like, oh, you're not allowed to do that. Like, well, it's not me doing it, it's the agent doing it. It's not my fault the agent's gone and done that. I never told it to. You know, like, there could be ways around this, and you know, everyone's trying to find a way to circumvent the rules and restrictions that are applied by governments and banks. And agents, I think, are the way to do it. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting next, what, I mean, I want to say year, but it's going to be like 5 years, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely like things going on that are exciting, that are very exciting. Yeah. So I've just seen that Zora's cut out again, so I give up. I give up on you, Zora. I'm sorry. Am I still connected like here, or have I been cut off here? Okay, all right. Well, at least I'm live on X, and yeah, yeah. I don't know, Zora. I don't know. It's just that I'm still streaming on you guys, but like, this is bad. Like, I'll just bring it up here. Look, it just keeps on doing this. So like, anyone from the Zora team, like, you know, you need to know like your applications are not, it's not running properly, man. And it's quite disheartening. So like, even if I was to refresh it, what is going on? Have you turned off the servers for streamers? I think you have. I mean, was it costing you too much money to keep the service going for the 3 streamers that are on here? Oh, mate, it's terrible. It's really bad. It's really bad. You know? I mean, look at it. This is the type of stuff that's going on at Zora. And like, you know, they want to go to... What do we go to? Trending? Maybe this is an old version of Zora. I don't know, man. Trending creators. Trends. That's the new thing, right? SBT peptides. You know? Touch design. 10k market cap. 2k volume. There's nothing to be had, mate. There's nothing to be had. Creator coins. That Nick Shelley. Remember when Nick Shelley went to like 3.5 million? His market cap's now 322k. Mate. So have I been cut off? I think I have. Let's go here. Let's go to live. Yeah, they cut me off again. But then this is the type of stuff that they've got, like, you know, sitting there that doesn't get cut off. If it works. I think it's like just completely broken, to be honest, guys. I mean, maybe they're going to do like some big, you know, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff they've got on their streams, man. And then there's one guy who's just talking his book or whatever, and yeah, these comments are from me, by the way. I don't know why they're in the stream chat for this person, but this guy was talking to me when I was streaming before I got cut off. So I was actually had someone speaking to me, believe it or not, on Zora. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. And then I went to Pump Fund. Pump Fund, yeah, obviously the connection's not that great. This looks cool. You know, it's like pre-recorded content. I don't know what everyone's thinking. It's just like, why do you care? But yeah, definitely, like, they don't want live streamers on Zora anymore. I think they just, yeah, they've just thrown us away, which is fine. You know, I spent a lot of time sort of like building up, sort of like not an application, but like a different type of build. Oh my god, punk, man. 2.4 selling off here. Okay, I'm gonna dump this coin. You know, I don't think I can hold it anymore. It's terrible, 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 terrible. Oh, where are these sellers coming from? That guy's gone. He bought 20k and he sold 30k. It's crazy. Anyway, that'll be a 500k at some point. I need to delete the rest of these like streams that cut off. You know, it just looks bad. Looks bad. But here's ways. Yeah. What else? You're not bullish enough on base. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Let's get that out of here. All right. Wait. Yeah, so I really wanted to show you guys this, but it's called Hit One. I've got referral. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, and also, yeah, this one, basically Printer. I'm seeing a lot of Printer on the timeline. So Printer is like a coin launch, you know, like a meme token perhaps, or a long-term project. There's loads of different options for Printer for you to create a coin. And basically, it started to steal market share from Pump Fund. So Pump Fund has been the meme coin, exploiter, extractor for the past however long. I think it's been like since meme coins, blew up. They were the ones they were the catalyst, Pump Fund. But all of the updates that have come to Pump Fund so far have been just more extraction, more fees. We with anything they've done to improve the actual, or they feel as it is going to improve the actual, Pump Fund ecosystem, has just been about extracting more fees. So it's come to a point now where I think a lot of proponents who are in the memes coin space, who perhaps made some money, who perhaps know what they're doing, are like, right, there's a space here for a new protagonist in the meme coin sector. And Printer, there's been a few that have come through, but Printer seems to be the one that is actually gaining traction, and people are starting to talk about it. The guy who's in charge of it, who's building it, I can't remember his name. He's come on my timeline a few times. He's basically regularly communicating with people on the timeline. And that's important because this Elon, he's just sort of disappeared. He's made his billions, and he seems to not give a shit. So yeah, people are just moving on from it, innit? What is this? X introduced custom timelines allowing users to choose from 75 topics. Okay, and pin to your home tab. That's quite cool. But yeah, I think Printer is going to be the next one to, when the meme coins do come out, Printer will probably be the one that everyone's going to be looking at where it's going to come from. So I think one of them was PVE. I looked here yesterday. I'm not sure how it's doing. Last time I checked, it was like 550 market cap, so it's up 50k. Oh no, it's still the same. It hasn't moved. So yeah, there's definitely room for a new protagonist in the meme coin sector, someone who actually cares about the community, who's going to reward people. So you can't promise people who use Pump Fund in the past, you can't say, yeah, there's going to be an airdrop and then just not do it. It's been almost a year. I think in June it's a year since they announced it, and maybe over a year, I don't know. And it's quite disgusting that communication has gone quiet, and all they've done is like I said, upgrades to extract more fees from users. So yeah, they've been marked, and competition is coming. And I think Printer, which I'm also geo-blocked from using, Printer is going to be the one that perhaps is going to be the one to push forward the meme coin space. I've got this assumption that Pump Fund are probably building their own chain, and it'll be like the meme coin chain, and they're going to use the Pump Fund token as a staking consensus mechanism to collect fees. They'll start doing fee share perhaps. Yeah, there's also been pre-recordings or recordings of ex-employees from Pump Fund just basically saying that most of the revenue has been used to buy back the Pump token. So these buybacks that are happening every day, or however consistently they're happening, are actually profits that they're using to buy back the token. It's a really strange thing that they're doing, because it's not like they're buying back the token and burning it. It's kind of like they're buying it back and then they'll give an airdrop out. But as much as people want to argue for an airdrop from Pump Fund, it's going to be pointless if the token's worthless. So in the meantime, the token is way below ICO price. I think it's 50% below, what did it sell for? 0.004 or something. Or let's just say 4. I'm not going to go through all the zeros. And at the moment, it's below that. So even the people who participated in the ICO, who allowed Pump Fund to extract certain amounts of funds, are basically if they're crazy enough to still be holding, I mean, you could have doubled your money here. But yeah, initially when it came out, it just literally dumped down to basically where it is now. And then it pumped back up. Based on what, I don't know. Maybe it was the Pump Fund team. I could only speculate. So because I'm not in the in the loop of what's going on in the backgrounds or whatever. But yeah, definitely Pump Fund. They're marked right now, and there are a load of pissed off devs and people in the industry who actually want to just take that crowd from them and be like, yeah, this is the place to trade meme coins. I honestly believe that. And it's a shame, but at the same time, if you're not going to iterate, if you're not going to reward users for all the money they've lost over the course of the past year, 18 months, like I said, people will just stop using your protocol. Polymarket added perps because watching you lose money slowly over 12 months wasn't efficient enough. I mean, yeah, where do they think the money's coming from for people to trade perps? It's actually insane. I mean, perps is the new. That's the thing, because when I first got into crypto, yeah, I didn't even know what perps were. It was BitMEX days. I don't know if you guys remember BitMEX, but yeah, it was BitMEX days. When Pump was when I first got into crypto, and perhaps I saw them and I thought, oh, that's like, it's pretty crazy. Let me muck around with it. And yeah, I was hooked for a bit. And even now, like, every now and again I go on Hyperliquid and muck around. It's a dangerous game because it's all on chain. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I originally thought that perps was normal, but it turns out that it's like a new tool. Like, it turns out like, people in regular banking, or like, your average Joe, or like even people in TradFi, perps are like foreign to them. Perps are basically self-controlled option contracts, in it. You borrow a certain amount of leverage, you close out your positions, you could get liquidated, you can lose all your money. Okay, so yeah, I can't remember what my point was now, but like, yeah, what was my point? Let me go back so I can get a reminder. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, like, where's the fun? Where's the money coming from for people to trade perps on Polymarket, man? Like, I don't know. Maybe that was my point. Is maybe TradFi will see it and be like, oh, that's a new primitive. Like, let me try it out, And then all of a sudden, you've got like people in suits losing shitloads of money on 20x leverage, and making like complaints about it. And be like, this is really illegal. Have they robbed me? I don't know. The future will look like nothing you expect. Four-star admiral commander of US in the Pacific just testified for Senate that Bitcoin shows incredible potential as a tool for US national security. Okay, so now, yeah, exciting. So yeah, this is the game. Stomp GG launches today, so let's stream with the founder. Should be interesting. I'm gonna check it out off stream. Like, obviously I'm gonna switch on the VPN and see what happens. But like, if I can muck around with it, yeah, I might just sell this punk token and just take the capital from that and just see what I can do. It's not going to be much, sadly. Sad times, man. 22% down and now. Yeah. What else? Honestly, haven't seen much of the latest ceasefire because it's just the same pattern. Yeah, it's true. Your friends then suddenly remember you round trip 7 figures in 2021 and 2024. I know the feeling, bro. I know the feeling. To be honest, I don't really know the feeling. I was cashing out all the way up. But yeah, that money was spent in the moment. It wasn't like, stacked for the next run. Like, can you imagine? Like, there are people out there. Yeah, I know you got your job, you're paying your bills and stuff like that. But there are people out there who like sell into USDC and they just leave it. And they're waiting for the bottom, and they're gonna buy again and then just restack. It's just like, I don't know, man. I'd rather live life, man. Next thing you know, you get hit by a bus or something. I don't know. That's just me, though. That is just me. But yeah, this stream's gonna be a little short. I think it does add up to about an hour. I might have to edit it and like re-drop it out or something. Not that anyone's gonna follow up and watch it. But I think I've been over all the things that I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot better, like a lot more smoother stream. I am doing something interesting in terms of like an avatar, like I don't know, like a VTuber type deal. But it's not as easy as like people make out. Obviously you could buy like pre-made avatars and stuff like that, but the character behind me, I'm trying to turn him into an avatar where when I'm talking it'll be his mouth moving and stuff like that. Just feel like it'll add a little little interest. I don't know, maybe I get a voice changer. Could be something different. And then like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go over to TikTok because they love all that. Apparently TikTok is where the views are at. Streaming on like X, I don't even know why they allow streaming on X because no one watches it. There's zero traction. YouTube, yeah, my YouTube channel is completely dead, and Twitch, yeah, zero. Like, so it's not even a thing of like my ego. I mention it every time I stream. It's kind of like, yeah, zero, shout out to my 0 viewers. But I'm just getting started. I've been doing this for like not consistently, but there was a consistent period. But then I was just streaming games. It was kind of boring. I don't know how them streamers stream games. Yeah, I'd say about a year. It'll be a year in the winter. So like, yeah, another 3-4 months. It'll be a year of me streaming. Zero traction. Is my ego hurt? Not at all. Is anyone doing what I'm doing? Possibly. Is what it is. Who is this now? The chicken the box above the too low. Oh, this is some fake AI stuff. I thought that was Terence Crawford. What do you like about printing out what coins you fucking with? See, this is like, yeah, people are starting to talk about it. You thought Trump did wrong. Yeah. What is this? Legendary trade service. Let me turn on the. Let me see. Well, so they're proper like, yeah, trying to jazz up minutes and jump into second in the final seconds. Okay, the proper says that. That's crazy. Watch the full event now. Legends Trade Series. Oh, I might have to check that out. I don't know if it'll be interesting watching people trade and lose money, man. Is that the trade? Okay, so it's this person. I thought I had to blocked. Life is a video game. Okay. Well, for the airdrop, it's now with 2,000. What? Wellcoin ETH. What is that? Oh well, check eligibility. I don't even want to do that right now. I know I didn't get any. So allocation. Yeah, it's all names, isn't it? I wonder, what's the likelihood I got this airdrop? Should I check? Should I check? Let me guess, geo blocked. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh my god. Summoning. I might have to do it on the other screen. Your X handle. Yeah, let's try it. I know I didn't get anything. What's my X handle? Sorry, you're not eligible. Not at the time. Future drops may yet return. Yeah, so log in with X. $2 boot, nice right about that. To be fair, authorize the app. Fuck it. Yeah, not on this tide. Okay, so yeah, I didn't get anything. That's fine. I'm not hurt by it. Yeah, Clay Proof money doesn't require wallet connect. Like, there are people here I've never heard of. Eve Summer is back. Claims. Tweety Joel, hold on. Yeah, ICOBs has me blocked, doesn't he? That's okay. Yeah, he blocked me. Oh, don't ask why. It's a sensitive little peach. I don't really care. Yeah. For a guy sold the top. If you take back 70 million instead of funds from MK. Yeah, the whole controversy about you know, like the fact that I don't know, Arbitrum could roll back the chain on the funds that were stolen from the Cleat DAO, whatever. I mean, yeah, if it's possible, do it, but at the same time, it sort of like makes a mockery of, like, you know, decentralization, all that. But Arbitrum is an L2, and you know, I don't know. This is what I'm saying about things being geo-blocked, and you know, it's not working out, blah blah blah. And that's the reason why they refused. They pretty much refused to move on, you know, like, or to, you know, allow for staking. Well, I don't know, even if, well, I guess you can stake, but yeah, it's decentralization theater, isn't it? And the whole point of decentralization is security, isn't it? So, like, you know, the trilemma is yet to be solved, it seems. As much as people like purport to report that, you know, yeah, decentralization is here. Yeah, these L2s are not decentralized. And like, even with Base coming out, I know it's not going to be decentralized unless they do something spectacular with a token, like use it as, you know, staking mechanism for consensus with slashing, you know, like what ETH does. But obviously they're going to still, well, not obviously, but like, you know, possibly they could be using ETH as their, you know, as their security layer. Yeah, will they pay for it? Who knows? Because they haven't paid up to now. Just saying. Okay, I think I'm done here, guys. I know the stream seems short. It's only been like half an hour, but at the same time, you know, with the connection issues that I had earlier, it's kind of annoying, the fact that, yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah, Punk is just dying. So despite what all the people were bullish on the timeline, doesn't take much to push it back up, to be fair, but like the amount of things that are going on, and the way tokens are moving, it's just like, yeah, who cares, isn't it? Custom timelines, that's crazy. I need to figure that out, I guess. I wonder how you do that. Custom timelines. You like edit profile, I guess. Well, I could do that off stream. Do that off stream. Oh god, I guess I just don't know how to feel about DeFi trying to unilaterally ban its single biggest user. It's a lie. You just have to fill in some gaps. No one is dropping step-by-step guys. You can copy IRL to pay all your bills with £20 coin. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. If you get more refi today, what? Yeah, people are dreaming. It's the coins don't like shit, and it's just boring. It's boring, man. Even at 76k, you know, like this is the start of a bull run. I don't think anyone's noticed that. Like, what? This is the start, the very start of a bull run in Bitcoin. Okay, similar to here, you know, it starts off very quiet. Like, it starts off very quiet. Like, you're not going to see prices like at 60k, especially with like Michael Saylor buying 2.5 billion yesterday. Like, that's a flaw, man. Like, I'm just surprised it hasn't taken off since. Is he going to buy more? He's probably going to buy like 250 bill. It goes to 110. It'll be like, see, I told you. You know, ETH, there's no Michael Saylor in it. We've got Tom Lee. ETH's got, I don't know why you say we, but like, yeah, ETH's got Tom Lee, and you know, it is the start of a bull run, guys. Like, it might not seem like it. It starts off quietly. It gets loud at the top, but this is the quiet start of a bull run. What's the date today? 22nd of April. Yeah, start of a bull run quietly, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's at 4.5k, about to break out all-time highs. Or 5. Did it go to 5k last? Oh, yeah, it got close enough, innit? 4, yeah, 4955. Yeah, it'll get there, and it'll get there fast. No one will say anything. That's the unbelievable thing. I think that's because it double topped, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a double top. If you zoom out, I'll just do that one. Yeah, it's just a double top. You know, if you look at it like that, it's like, yeah, yeah, it's just a double top, man. I was in that run. It's crazy. I was in that run up. It's insane. Insane times. Insane times. And it will happen again. But the point is like, you know, it could get to 5k. It could go to 10. But the value of like the dollar is like, or even the pound or the euro, you know, there'll be like diminished returns on it. So like, you know, you're getting 10,000 euros or dollars or pounds. And it's not going to buy you what you think it's going to buy you, isn't it? Like, can't buy you much now. You can pay your bills for like 2 months or something, you know, depending on where you live. So yeah, it needs to go like substantially higher based on like, you know, I don't know, the devaluation of your local currency, your fiat currency. It needs to go a lot higher, and then even then the prices wouldn't be that impressive. I mean, you know, what is that? It's like a swing and then another swing. What was that? 1, 2. It could be like 1, 2, and then 3 is when it goes, isn't it? Like, so we'll see. It's all speculation, and you know, who cares about retail anymore? That's the main question. Who cares about the average Joe? It's not crypto anymore. AI is definitely not like for the average Joe. Like, you know, you speak to anyone in public and ask them about agents, X402, agentic payments. Even Claude, like, you know, like you speak to your barber about Claude and they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, like, part of me is just feeling to like, I woke up this morning and I was sort of thinking, I might just not pay attention to it anymore, just get a job as a postman. Yeah, I'll be made redundant by, like, you know, some robot will come and replace me at some point. But it just feels like a genuine waste of time right now to do anything. Like, the prices are too high for me to think, oh yeah, that's a good price to buy in because of where I've seen it. You know, like down at these levels here, you know, $80. I was like, yeah, you know, that's a good buy. That's a good buy. But now it's like, even, you know, the bottom is like 2.5 grand, you know, 1,800. That was like when? That was like January 1800. Even then, I was thinking it's too expensive because I've seen the price below. But the development and what's come of it values it much higher. Like, and that's the perspective that I need to take. But monetarily wise, like monetary, the way I look at it in value terms, it's kind of like, is it overpriced? Because don't forget, like ETH is just a gas token. It's not just a gas token. It's the oil and the gas token of the network or whatever. But is gas supposed to be expensive? I don't think it is. If it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to do in order to transact on chain, this is the same with Bitcoin. Like, you do have to pay a fee to use Bitcoin. Like, how much? Obviously, you pay for the security of the network, right? You pay for the decentralization of the network. You're definitely not paying for the speed. Because I don't know if Bitcoin's made any improvements to the speed. I don't really pay attention to their devs or whatever. But if it's as slow as if it has the same problems it did 6-7 years ago, where if the chain gets busy, you can't move the coins. Nah, mate. Nah, it's not gonna run. It's not gonna run. You can wait 3 days for a fucking transfer to go through. Or secure. Yeah, it's decentralized, but it's public. It's not even private. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know where the industry goes from here. Well, I do. It's going to the VCs and hedge funds. And you could eat the shit of the shitty airdrops and whatever. I'm not going to go on a rant. I've ranted about the state of the market and the type of things we're dealing with at the moment. The retail's push to meme coins, and they seem to love it, especially young. The young love a good gamble on a meme coin, innit? And here we are. Anyway, okay, that's the end of the stream. I'll be back tomorrow with more news, updates. Anything I see interesting, I'll let you guys know. Until then, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to me talk to myself and allowing me to mind dump on you so I can sleep peacefully tonight. I appreciate you. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to mute the mic.
if we